Imagine stepping out into the sun and feeling as though you've walked into an oven. That's summer in Kuwait. Nestled at the northeastern edge of the Arabian Peninsula, Kuwait is bordered by the expansive Persian Gulf. This geographic setting plays a key role in shaping its scorching climate, making it one of the hottest places on Earth. During these blistering summers, temperatures in Kuwait often soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. The intense heat envelops everything, creating an almost surreal landscape where the air itself seems to shimmer like a mirage. This extreme temperature is not just a brief spike but a sustained reality, making daily life and routines a challenge during the peak summer months. The relentless sun and high temperatures are influenced by several factors, including Kuwait's flat desert terrain, which absorbs and then radiates the heat back with little respite. So, what makes Kuwait one of the hottest spots on the globe? Let's dive in. Kuwait's location is its first clue to its scorching temperatures. Nestled at the northern edge of the Arabian Peninsula and bordered by the vast Arabian Desert, Kuwait is positioned in a unique geographical pocket that naturally predisposes it to extreme heat. This small, oil-rich country lies at a latitude that exposes it to intense sun year-round. But it's not just about how close it is to the equator. The country's flat terrain and low elevation amplify the sun's impact, making the land a veritable frying pan under the relentless Middle Eastern sun. Picture a landscape that's almost entirely flat, with the highest point, Mutla Ridge, barely rising 2,000 feet above sea level. This minimal elevation means there's little variation in the landscape to disrupt the solar radiation that blankets the ground. With vast expanses of sand reflecting the sunlight, heat doesn't just warm the air, it bakes the earth itself, which then continues to radiate heat even as the sun sets. Moving on to the role of water or the stark lack of it in Kuwait's climate. Unlike regions that benefit from large bodies of water which help moderate temperatures by absorbing and slowly releasing heat, Kuwait's interactions with water are minimal and largely ineffectual in terms of cooling. The Persian Gulf borders it to the east, but its waters are too shallow and too warm to provide any significant cooling effect. Meanwhile, the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, monumental as they are in other Middle Eastern contexts, have little to no influence on Kuwait's climate due to their distance and the limited reach of their cooler breezes. Such geographic and climatic conditions set the stage for Kuwait to experience some of the highest temperatures recorded on Earth, turning it into a crucible under the sun almost every summer. But geography is just part of the story. The sun plays its role too. In Kuwait, the sun isn't just a daily visitor, it's an overwhelming presence. Picture this, a land where the sun blazes down with unyielding intensity, almost as if it has something to prove. This isn't an occasional affair. The sun in Kuwait beams down on the sands and cities almost every day of the year, turning the country into a veritable oven, especially during the summer months. Now let's talk about the angle of the sun. Due to Kuwait's geographical position close to the equator, the sun hovers almost directly overhead. During the height of summer, the sun's rays strike the land at a steep, near-vertical angle. This orientation doesn't leave much room for the heat to scatter, resulting in ground temperatures that can soar dramatically. Duration is another crucial factor. The sun rises early and sets late, granting as many as 14 hours of sunlight in the longest days of summer. This prolonged exposure allows the temperature to build up over the day with little respite, even after the sun goes down. Nighttime brings minimal relief as the accumulated heat from the ground and structures continues to radiate back into the atmosphere. The intensity of this sunlight is formidable. It not only elevates the air temperature but also heats up buildings, streets, and vehicles, creating an extensive urban heat island effect throughout the populated areas. With such relentless sun exposure, Kuwait turns into a heat trap. But what about the air around us? Air movement, or sometimes the lack of it, plays a crucial role in Kuwait's heat. Let's dive deep into the atmospheric dynamics that intensify the scorching temperatures in this desert city. Kuwait sits in a region dominated by complex wind patterns, which significantly influence its climate. Among these winds, the Shamal winds are notably impactful. Originating from the northwest, these winds are a common feature in the Persian Gulf region. They are not gentle breezes but robust gusts that sweep across the terrain. One might assume that winds could provide a respite from the heat, but the Shamal winds behave quite differently. These winds, driven by high-pressure systems over the Arabian Peninsula, pick up extreme heat from the vast sun-baked deserts of Iraq and Saudi Arabia before reaching Kuwait. Instead of offering cooling, the Shamal winds escalate the temperatures further, often carrying fine sand and dust. which adds to the discomfort during the hottest months of the year. Now you might wonder, doesn't the proximity to the Persian Gulf provide any cooling sea breezes? Typically, sea breezes are nature's relief to coastal areas, mitigating the heat by bringing cooler, moist air from over the water. However, in Kuwait's case, the geography and prevailing wind directions often limit this effect. The sea breezes that do reach Kuwait are usually too weak to counteract the heat brought by the Shamal winds and the intense solar radiation that the region receives. Moreover, the topography of Kuwait does not favor the accumulation of cool air masses. The flat, open desert landscapes allow heated air to remain stagnant, getting hotter as the day progresses without much relief at night. This lack of significant geographical relief means there's no escape from the heat, both day and night. In essence, Kuwait's extreme temperatures are a product of a meteorological cocktail: fierce desert winds, minimal sea breezes, relentless sunshine, and flat topography. Each element contributes to making Kuwait one of the hottest places on Earth. Air and sun, a potent combination for extreme heat. Yet, how do people and nature cope with this? Living with extreme heat is a daily reality in Kuwait. As the mercury soars, the people of this desert nation have ingeniously adapted their lives and built environment to cope with the scorching temperatures. In the realm of architecture, traditional and modern designs intermingle to offer respite from the relentless sun. Buildings are often constructed with high ceilings and thick walls, using materials that reflect rather than absorb heat. The clever use of courtyards and wind towers, which funnel cooler air into living spaces, is a testament to the ingenuity adapted from ancient times. Even the orientation of buildings is meticulously planned to minimize sun exposure, maximizing shade as a natural coolant. As the day progresses and temperatures peak, many Kuwaitis shift their active hours to the cooler evenings. This nocturnal shift in lifestyle isn't just a cultural quirk, but a practical adaptation to extreme climatic conditions. Markets buzz alive at night, families dine under the stars, and the streets become playgrounds for children, all under the relatively cooler shroud of darkness. However, the environmental toll of such extreme heat is palpable. Local wildlife and vegetation face significant stress, struggling to survive in the harsh conditions. Native plants that once thrived are now more susceptible to disease and dehydration, while animal populations must adapt quickly or face decline. To combat these environmental challenges, significant resources are dedicated to air conditioning to provide necessary relief indoors. Moreover, water, a scarce resource in Kuwait, is often imported to sustain human life and agricultural needs, an operation that underscores the gravity of the situation. Technological advancements and international cooperation have also paved the way for innovative solutions like enhanced desalination techniques and heat-tolerant crop varieties, aiming to secure a more sustainable future for Kuwait. Extreme conditions demand extreme solutions. But what does the future hold? As the planet warms, places like Kuwait are on the front line. In this desert nation, the mercury soars to incredible heights, and with the Earth's temperature ticking upward, the future could bring even more extreme heat. Let's unpack what rising global temperatures could mean for Kuwait and the innovative solutions on the horizon. Climate models are quite unanimous in their predictions. Temperatures worldwide are expected to continue their upward trajectory. For Kuwait, this could mean average summer days well beyond the current extremes. Imagine a future where temperatures consistently peak at figures that today we consider record-breaking. This intensifying heat poses significant challenges. It affects everything from public health to the economy, pushing the boundaries of what is manageable. In response, Kuwait is turning to both scientific ingenuity and technology. Advanced cooling technologies, heat-resistant infrastructure, and smart urban planning are becoming pivotal in adapting to these new realities. Moreover, Kuwait is investing in renewable energy sources like solar power, which is plentiful in this sun-drenched region. These initiatives not only aim to reduce reliance on fossil fuels but also mitigate the urban heat island effect, making cities cooler. Innovations such as the development of materials that reflect sunlight and cool buildings naturally are also on the rise. These materials can significantly reduce the need for air conditioning, cutting down on energy consumption and carbon emissions. As we look to the future, it's clear that adaptation and innovation will be key. Kuwait's proactive approach in combating the heat offers a blueprint for other regions facing similar challenges. The strategies implemented here could serve as a model for sustainable living in extreme climates. Kuwait's battle with heat is a window into our global future under climate change. Kuwait's extreme heat is more than just a seasonal headline, it's a pressing challenge. Nestled at the tip of the Persian Gulf, Kuwait experiences one of the world's most intense solar exposures, leading to summer temperatures that regularly soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. This isn't just about geography, it's about the air patterns that swoop across the desert landscape, trapping heat and creating an oven-like environment. Throughout our journey today, we've seen how this extreme heat affects everything from the daily lives of Kuwaiti residents to the broader environmental canvas. The relentless sun accelerates evaporation, stressing water resources and local wildlife, while the heat impacts human health and constrains daily activities. But this isn't just Kuwait's story, it's a chapter in the global narrative of climate change, highlighting the urgent need for sustainable solutions and adaptation strategies worldwide. Understanding and addressing Kuwait's heat today could help us all tomorrow. Stay cool and stay informed.